And then my favourite day is family day. So family day, in the morning, we're there having breakfast, and then the families all get announced. So you get a super adventure, a wonder and a leader and a staff member, and we get to spend all day together. So all different ages, so there were 4 people in my family. So we do all these activities all day, get to know each other. And it's very powerful for the younger children to spend time with the older children. And, well, it depends where you are with your stammer, I guess. You know, it could be vice versa as well. So we do all these activities all day, and then we have soul train now. So you know what soul train is? You know what soul train is? No? Wow. Okay. So soul train, at night time, we get into the Yamp Theatre. And Everett Bradley, he comes every year. He is a music producer. He tours with Springsteen, John Bover. Okay, yeah, no, sorry, okay, John Bon Jovi. And he comes every year, and like he gives his time, and he always comes on this day, and he gets all the Motown music on. So Soul Train is basically 2 big lines, yeah, and you get to the front of the line in your family, and you dance all the way down the line. And it's awesome. How have you not heard of Soul Train night? So that's my favourite day. So all the kids are just dancing. And we do that for like an hour. And then at the end, Everett will sit everyone down and he'll just play drums. And it's quite a powerful moment, really, because he plays and it's just the atmosphere that he brings, and everyone is fully concentrated on him. Everyone is focused on him. I forgot what the drum's called, sorry, maybe someone know. But everyone's in silence, and it's quite powerful. It's quite a moving day, because you have all that excitement, and just to bring everyone down to focus on kind of one person. You know, it's just another kind of lesson, really. To do stammer, it's like, you know, a powerful thing for other people to do is to pay attention to someone and to listen. And then camping, I had to include it. It's got my night top on. So the camping, we do it with the older campers, where we take them out just a bit in the woods, and a few of them panic because they think, oh, we're going to the woods and spiders and stuff like that. The first year that we did it was a year ago, and it was my group, it was the leaders, and we went, and there was a meteor shower at night time. Oh, it was beautiful, it was. And but it was just, it's a chance to get away for the older guys, and it's quite powerful, really, because camp is quite busy, but for them to get back, and for a lot of these kind of kids, it's going to be their final year as well, so there's no more camp. So they've had camp for, you know, a few of them 8 years. For a few people it's the first year, but it's powerful just to get away, and we have lots of campfires, like shares, and lots of moments, sharing personal experience, and, you know, kind of prepping for what's ahead, really. And then Teams Day. So guys have been practicing for 2 weeks, for a week, for another week. They've been practicing like all these sports and stuff, and then Teams Day. So we get up in the morning, have breakfast, and then we go everywhere around camp. So we start off with a volleyball or something, and we just move. So every child who's been practicing all week, you know, so it could be dancing, it could be in a band, football, baseball, no, not baseball, basketball, volleyball, the improv team, the debate group. So every child has a chance to shine in something, you know. And even if they've never, you know, played basketball or volleyball, then they've got the chance to, you know. So what we do is we follow each team around, and there's a commentator, everyone's cheering, supporting. And I love it. I love Teams Day, probably because I get to play a bit of soccer as well. Oh, sorry, not soccer, football. And then the share day. So the share day is what I was saying about before with the confident voices. So it's the second to last day, and all the kids who have been kind of writing, directing their plays, they get a chance then to get up on stage and to share it. So a lot of the families will come. So kind of Tara will introduce it, and we have the music from Everett. We have other people coming down from New York, and we have some powerful shares. Well, all of them are powerful because the kids are getting up, but we have some really kind of focused on stammering, stuttering, and then we just have, I think that was, I don't know, that was like a Gordon Ramsay thing, I'm not too sure what that was. But then we have, so powerful things in terms of women conveying, you know, just such powerful things to say and to share. And then you get some kids who are adamant they don't want to do anything. They're adamant. He was in my group. He was adamant he didn't want to do anything. It was such an effort, but then he did it and he loved it. And his family there to support, and it's good to see that. You know, it's powerful to see. It's powerful to give that opportunity for people to say what they want to say. And then at night time, everyone's chilling out then, because a lot of staff would have stressed all week for the shares, and then and the kids as well, because it's a lot of work. And we have a bit of celebration. We just have a disco at night time, and the final day it's just release, and then we have the final campfire on the last day. So the last day is quite powerful for a lot of kids because they've been in an environment which is free from any stigma. You know, they're able to take the time to say what they want to say. And there's lots of role models there as well. And I don't mean in terms of staff. I see a lot though in the kids. I take a lot from the kids. I always think, like you hear this a lot from Taro and other people as well. You know, if we would have had that as a child, where would we have been with our stammer? Where we are now is in a good place, but it would have been would have been good to have been there a lot sooner. So the final campfire is just a chance to share anything you want, anything about home, about camp, about life. And then what we do is we get some paper plates and we make a wish. We put a candle on it and we just kind of pop it into the lake, and it's beautiful. So, and then the leaving day is really sad. Everyone's going home, and it's sad, but it's a powerful thing as well, because I remember in my first year I was like, right, so all these kids are going now, and camp is a magical place. And I was talking to a speech language therapist who works for SAFE called Ryan Milliger this year at Asher. I know him anyway, Ryan. But I remember talking to someone at the Asher conference, and I was talking about camp, and I was saying, Camp SAFE's a magical place and people can be themselves and blah blah. And every year I think I get it more about camp, and it's like you're climbing up a mountain and you can see the top, but there's a cloud, and you're going through it and you think, I'm almost at the top. Then Ryan chips in, and I always remember this because he's great in what he said. He said, yeah, it is a magical place, but the magic is what we can take out of camp, what we take into the world. Because camp, it isn't the real world. It is a magical place, but it's still in the real world. But it's how we transfer that out so the kids can come, but it's what they transfer, it's what they take from camp, kind of back into lives. And a lot of children will come from a sportive background, a lot will go into very kind of tough and difficult years with their stammer. But what they've got is this network. What they've got is, there's a friend who they can email, a friend who they can talk to. And it's that, and I get that, and I get what Ryan was trying to say, because it is a magical place, but the kind of magic is what we do outside of camp as well. So I'm going through that cloud, I think I'm at the top, and I realise, no, it's still Everest, I've still got a long way to go. And I love that. And then Asher this year, so that's in the camp. So Asher this year, I went to Asher 3-day conference in America, in Philadelphia, and kind of Ryan, he's attached to SAFE, he's a speech language therapist, and then there's Ryan Pollard and Joe Klein. They're speech language therapists in different parts of America, but they come to SAFE, they give their time and come to SAFE. So like when I say SAFE, it's not going to focus on speech language therapy, but they do have speech language therapy there, but it's a bit different. It's more like talking therapies. It's not like any fluency enhancing shaking techniques, which are cool, and there's not anything wrong with that. And they might do a few things where they go into a local town, but a lot of it is a lot of talking therapies. And they presented at Asher this year, and they got the group, probably what you're about to do in a couple of minutes actually, the voluntary kind of stammering and things like that. And it's powerful to see, and kind of Ryan has done a study about camp and about the effects of camp, and you've all heard of Scott Yaris. You've heard of Oasis? Oasis? Have you heard of Oasis?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So Scott Yaris, met Scott Yaris, person I speak to quite a bit actually. He did Oasis, and what they did is at the start of the camp, they had the kids and can do Oasis. So it's about you and your stammer, you know, how you feel about your stammer. And then after camp, they get the kids to take it again, and obviously they feel a bit better. Sounds obvious, sounds very, very obvious, but they have to do these kind of studies because everything is evidence-based, everything is research-based. So they're going to bring out their findings soon, and I think they're going to do a follow-up, maybe 5-6 months, and like a follow-up of like the effects of camps and groups. I think that's the main reason why I want to speak to you today, to share my experience as well, but to talk about the impact that groups can have. So in terms of fluency, you know, like my experience of the research that I'm doing, it's not hard to get a person to be fluent. You know, there's lots of tricks. You've got speech easy, you've got tapping, you've got you know, there's so many things. But like, and you should never do that at the expense of the self. You know, like if you do anything at the expense of yourself, then you're taking away a lot from what that, you know, from who that person is. Yeah, obviously we want every kids to be fluent because that's the way the world is. The world is very fast. You know, a lot of people aren't patient, especially with people who stammer. People think people stammer are stupid, they don't know what they want to say, and blah, blah, and all this stuff. But a lot of therapy is about talking therapy, is a lot of talking. I mean, like a lot of therapies is the psychological side as well. It's easy to get a child who's fluent, but kind of what happens if that kind of breaks down again? How are they going to react? So with groups, with kind of meeting other people who stammer, it's so powerful. For kids, for adults, I found it so powerful in the past, you know, where in kind of few years, I didn't have that network. Say to me now, you know, at the expense of sounding corny and cheesy, the kids there, you know, the staff are like a family to me, you know, and I'll say that and I'll be honest. And I think if you take anything away from today, hopefully you take away quite a bit, but I don't know. If you take away anything from today, it's just kind of one thing really. The only kind of difference between a person who stammers and a person who doesn't is this. For a person who stammers, it just takes them that kind of little bit and kind of longer to say what they want to say. That is it. If you give them the time, if you give them the patience, if you give them the encouragement, then as a therapist, you'll be doing a great job. Just to finalise, so just to answer this, I think a lot of you have been conferring, but yeah, like in your name, you know, you know, my parents, they gave me my name. My name is Richard Stevens, and for a lot of years I wasn't able to say my name, and it's quite a powerful thing because, like I said, you know, my parents gave me that name, and it's tough. And I think it's things like that to just really grasp, really, you know. Like it's more about the self, you know. Like, and you should never, ever do any therapy that takes away, you know, kind of from the self, in my opinion, you know. And there's lots of therapists out there who will focus on 100% fluency. That's cool, but if the fluency fails, then what? You know, it's about having that strength, it's about having that inner kind of, I wouldn't say acceptance, because in order to accept something, it just seems a bit kind of wrong to me. But, you know, kind of stammering is part of people, it's just understanding that. So, thank you for your time, thank you for your listening, and good luck. Oh, sorry. If anyone's interested in fluency, these are names you should be really kind of looking at if you are interested in a career in fluency. These are just the names that I researched. A lot of these guys I've met. A lot of them are based in America, which you can tell of where a lot of the direction is really. A lot of research is going. So if you're interested, you can ask me. So yeah, there's just some articles which I'll hand over to Rachel. It's just the stories what they talked about really, and there's more information in the BSA. Sorry, I didn't realise all that. Sorry. So if anyone's got any questions or anything about stammering or anything like that, don't be scared to ask me anything, because I'm not like what's the word? Anyway, can't remember.
Any questions?
Hello.
You mentioned that there's younger children and older children. What is the age range?
Oh, for camp, 8 to 18. 8 to 18. Yeah. So they tend to put. So think of the supers at 8 to 10, and then it kind of goes up in 2s or 3s, depends really. Because it all depends on how many kids come of a certain age as well. So,
Are there camps like this in the UK?
there's residential camp. I think it's only for a week. I think what's important to see though is the ideology though behind it. There is a good one. I don't know where it is actually. Somewhere down south. I think it's somewhere down south. I think it's either. I think it's for a weekend. I think. There's a lot of camps in America, but it depends what the ideology is. I'm going to be biased. I'm going to be biased because I've been there, but I'm biased on my experiences as well. But yeah, I think there's a couple in England, but not to the scale of that, and maybe not with the ideology or the funding, because I think you find that a lot in England. There's not a lot of funding for people with stammer. There's a bit for kids, but for adults as well. Anyway, that's a different matter.
Where do they signpost the people who have graduated at 18 then and can't come back?
They still involve them, we say. So like a lot of the the councillors, a lot of them are the alumni. So in the staff training there, I think, it was quite weird with me for this year really. Because I got there quite late, about 3 o'clock in the morning. So I went into the staff bunk and I walked in, and there were 3 lads who were in my bunk, campers, and I thought, have they got here early or something? A lot of people come back. In terms of New York, it's quite tough. They encourage kind of people to stay in contact with them, but from a certain age, it's tough, because it's an adolescent program, a child program, so it's difficult to signpost. But they can still be involved, we say, in the counselling route. But yeah, it's all the services that's staying in America.
Yeah. Right, I've got another question.
Oh, yeah.
So I was wondering if you ever have children who, when they start, it feels catastrophic for them. I'm just thinking about sometimes when I've had new clients to therapy and they think they're coming for a cure, or they're quite devastated to find out this is a condition that's going to be with them for the rest of their lives. I wonder if you'd had any
In terms of camp,
yeah.
I think, right, so the camp prep will start as soon as it ends. So kind of Meg, who's one of the directors, who's an amazing woman, she'll be starting on the preparation for camp as soon as the kids leave. So when parents get in contact, here's what we talk to the parents about. And they talk to the parents about, look, it's not about cure. Yeah, there is some kind of therapy, but it's more about your child and coming, into that environment and being a kid and having support and having the time, and there's therapy there. But these kids are coming from having the therapy anyway. So it's that kind of contrast. I think it's quite tough for parents who might have a child who is having a therapy where they might have a therapist, so fluency, where we're never going to accept your stammer, you're going to be fluent no matter what. And then to come to camp, it's a big contrast, but that's why they do. That's why they give all the support to the family prior to that. And so the application process, the kind of process is big interview phase, and it's a lot of information sharing as well. My understanding of it is that. Cool.
Could I just ask you, what was the most helpful strategy that you were given, or what point in therapy did you achieve fluency? You were pretty fluent.
I think I was quite fortunate, really. I've got a theory behind it, the desensitisation to threat processing, but that's another matter altogether. The most powerful thing I found was meeting my therapist called Patrick Kelly, but then I had a big gap then. So if I would never have been covert, I don't know. I don't try and be covert now. I think it's quite tough for me to not be covert in a conscious way. No, in an unconscious way, sorry, because I've done it for so many years. I always try and say everything Now, I don't try and change words, but obviously doing that for 20 years, it's quite tough to get out of that quite automatically. But I think just meeting other people, and I was probably quite fortunate because my stammer, it was strong as a kid, but through the maturation, through the desensitisation to things, you know, I think, I wouldn't say I was one of the fortunate ones, that's the wrong kind of terminology. I was just a person who probably, the threat processing might not have been as strong, or wasn't as conditioned, maybe, I don't know. But I'd say by meeting people, that was one of the most powerful things.
Do you still find if you've got kids at the camp that have a more of a covert stammer, they struggle even surrounded by people?
Yeah, so I was told by Taro, the first time I spoke to Taro, it was over Skype. I had a three-way Skype. He was in America, there was someone else. And I remember Taro saying, so when you come to camp, you will stammer more than you've ever stammered in your life. Well, what's all that about? And I did. I stammered because I wasn't trying to be covert. I think for kids, it's a funny dynamic in groups. A lot of people think kind of groups are great for a lot of people. You might have someone who's covert, who only stammers maybe kind of once a day, and it's end of the world to him. You could have a child who's so overt. Yeah, it affects them a bit, but not as much, you know. And they're just happy to get on with things. So I think there's an element there that I think to see other children who stammer, other adults who stammer, that can be quite powerful. Really, that can depends how you take that. Because you can take that as you know, as like, here's a person who's so overt, who's so strong, and I'm not being strong. And I think for kids who are covert, you know, like it's hard to come to camp and to be totally changed, you know, because you can't be, because in the space of 2 weeks you can't be. But the changes can start to happen. I think, I don't know really, it's quite an interesting one really. I think you do see children who come, who you think, yeah, because what I need to add as well, sorry, is it's not only children who stammer, so it could be their kind of friends or the family members who come as well, the kids, just to add that awareness as well. So, you know, at times you're thinking, I'm not sure if that person's got a stammer or not, but then if they're being covert and they're more open, then they will tend to stammer more, if they're more open with it. Sorry, oh, go ahead, ask it. Oh no, that's good. No worries. Yes.
Question, how do we get involved?
Oh.
Sorry.
How do I get involved with that?
How do we get involved?
Okay, I will forward you that presentation. I apologise as well that, you know, for the presentation, there's not a lot, I just like pictures. You know, I don't want to put a lot of information on there, and it's good to see the kids and the staff happy and stuff. So you can get involved with, say, I'll do the website, but it's just, say website. If you go onto the say website, say.org, you can find it on Google and you can get involved. They have a page which will go straight to the camp page, and then there's an application process there, and it's quite a thorough application. Yeah, I don't have to do it now anymore, but yeah, but that's how you get involved.
If you don't mind me asking, what were your features of your stammer?
My feature of my stammer? As a child, it was probably all attention. So it was all attention, it was all forcefulness. I think I used to bang a bit, you know, because you tend to get that more with boys. You get more like that kind of violent approach, you know, like the forceful approach and to get it out really. Don't know really, because I was covert so much. It's quite hard because I hid it really well. I think it was more the attention side to it. Oh yeah. Blocks, so like blocks, lots of repetitions, only at the start. Just trying to think. Prolongation, I don't think I had as many prolongations. I think it was more kind of reps and blocks. I think it was more the silent blocks as well, which I remember from schools, not anything coming out, and yeah, I think it was.
What covert stuff did you do to hide it? So like, how would you manage it?
Okay, so right. Okay. So, like a huge one is just avoidance. I remember I was a stockroom assistant, and on a a Saturday morning we used to get, no, so I worked for Argos when I was in college, and I was in charge of stock room at the time. So when all the stock came in, like all the clothes, and they used to do Argos Direct all the clothes then, if someone's thing came in, and there was a tough surname, they wouldn't get phoned. They would have to wait to phone. You know, it was horrible. There was lots of avoidance, and I used to do that all the time. When I picked up the phone, I won't say it. Well, there's one in front of you, so on camera. I used to swear prior to getting on the phone. You know, because if I swear, I won't stand, even as a kid. Not that I swore a lot as a kid. But yeah, prior to pick up the phone, I'd swear and get on the phone. It's a continuation. Yeah, it's like I said, in a restaurant, you know, so many meals I wanted, and I just go for something else, there's always chicken, I always go for chicken or something. But like it was just basically changing words, or pausing, or yeah, we're not involving, you know, in conversations. That's a big one really, that level of avoidance. I think avoidance is a big one. Covert, just trying to think, what else? It's quite a weird one really, you know, because you anticipate those stammer, but by anticipating a stammer, am I going to stammer on it? It's one of those, so you avoid it. You learn to change words so quickly in your head. I can't really think of anything.
Strange contrast, isn't it, that you can, in your own head, switch what you want to do really quickly on the fly.
Oh yeah.
And then actually producing the words you want to, that's when you choose them.
So quick to change. Yeah.
One more question. So obviously your journey to become a speech therapist is you have to work through your covert issues and things. Yeah. Bit of a profound question, but do you think if maybe you hadn't developed such a strong overt stammer and, you know, kind of had that motivation to change, do you think you might not be a speech therapist? Has it kind of influenced your career choice in a way that you've been through that adversity?
I'm just trying to get back to the question. Like I think I always, I don't know. Yeah, like as a kid I wanted to be a policeman, you know. So I wanted to be a policeman as a kid. I always said that. But yeah, I mean, and then that came out the window because, like I said, in order to radio anything in China or something, or the burgers would be away somewhere. It's one of those. It's but quite early on, I wanted to do it. Quite early on, I had an idea, and I met like through meeting Patrick. He was a big influence on me. I don't know about how strong my stammer would be. I mean, like, you know, like are you saying if my stammer was stronger, you mean, or was it, you know, not strong as a kid?
I guess I'm wondering, do you think you'd have become a speech therapist sooner if you hadn't had covert issues, or do you think you'd have done something completely different? You know, if you're kind of where you are now, stammer, it's fine, it's not a big deal. I say what I want to say, I'll be who I want to be. Do you think you'd be following this career path? Or?
I think if I would, I don't know, you know, it's not itself. Because in terms of the journey and stuff, I mean, like, it's been a long journey. I'd like to think, you know, at times I think where I'd be in my career now, if I went to speech songs in my early 20s. Yeah. You know, I'd like to think where I'd be now, because I would have always had an interest in stammering and stuff, even when I was younger. That's an area, well, I won't say an area, because my awareness of speech song is I knew a few people worked in it, obviously, but I wanted to learn more about my stammer. That's a big thing, I think, for anything. I think the more you learn about it, the more you're able to manage things and to grow into it. I think, I'll probably be in it a bit earlier, you know. I'd like to think I'd be a doctor, you know, who knows, but I'd like to think, no, it was always an area, even when I was younger, that I wanted to get into, wanted to work with people, you know, stand and stuff, you know, in my head I didn't want any kids to go through to, like, you know, to experience the things that I experienced as a child, really. And I think I would have always ended up there, but then I think it's right I've had to go through that. You know, I think it's right that I've had that journey, because I've had other great experience, like in going to New Zealand and I'm working as a nurse, and that gave me the confidence, but that gave me patient contact in a different field as well, and that gave me the stresses of working as a nurse. So I can't imagine the stress of working as an SLT would be a lot worse than working as a site nurse. So that's been, but yeah, to answer the question, I think I would have always ended up here, but I would have been here a lot sooner, I think.
Thank you very much.
Sorry for taking
No,
so
no,
long.
that's fine.
Oh, sorry,
I
sorry.
think Rich deserves another round of applause. Shall we get a 10-minute break, and I'll try and set the room up so we have a little workshop, and if you've got any desperate questions like these, Sarah, you come back to us after the break. Is that all right?
So sorry, I didn't realise.
No.
No, where have I spoken for now?